Hi, Mina Bryant at theoryandprofit.com, and today I want to talk to you quickly about software that I'm using for my time tracking log that I'm creating. So first I want to talk to you about why I'm creating a time tracking log. As a member of the Click News Elite Forum, we get to attend brainstorming hours, which are held every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And Lynn has mentioned this many times before, and I've always called myself doing it, put quotes around doing it, but I really haven't been doing it properly or thoroughly. I won't say properly, I'll use the word thoroughly. I haven't been doing it thoroughly. So I don't know or didn't know where my time was going and how long I was truly spending on tasks. Because if I was writing it down, you fudge a little. You don't think about it or you forget, you step away from your computer, you stop doing what you were doing, then you go off. You didn't note the time when you stepped away from the computer and now your time log is a little bit off. So you really want to know how much time you're spending doing everything that you do during your day. And that's why I went and finally installed Grindstone, Grindstone 2 from Epiforge, and I started tracking my time. And you can see the link here in the window. It's epiforge.com/grindstone with a capital G. Download that. It's totally free and it does some really great things. So let's get into what all this software does and how I'm using it. So first of all, once you install it, you'll have a little G, just a little G. It looks just like that in your icons on your desktop. When you open it, you won't initially have, obviously, any tasks in your list. It will look like, I'm going to go and create a new profile so that you can see what this looks like. Alright, so we'll call it test. I just clicked on profile, create new, calling it test, and now there's nothing here. Obviously, this is a brand new profile. So let's say, and I'm using the timer now, so hopefully this works, but let's say that we know that we have 12 tasks that we typically do on the computer. We can go ahead and add those tasks in by clicking on the little icon that says create task. It'll have a little bitty plus sign on it. So we're going to create a task, and we're going to call this task video review. Right? Now, you can estimate the amount of time that you think that it takes you to create this task by entering this information here. If you have a due date for it, you can enter that here. You'll get notices. You'll get notices that this thing is due. And if you charge for this, you can set a rate. And you'll just click on the plus sign next to that to add a rate to something. So I'm not charging for this, but if I were, I'd enter that information here. And then I can even add little notes to let me know what this is for. So we've got video review. I estimate that it takes me from completion, the start of a video to completion of a video. And by completion, I mean I've uploaded it and someone else can see it. So that for me is a complete video. I would estimate that takes me 2 hours, right? That's my estimate. I'll click OK, and now we'll see that information up on the screen. And I am going to see if I can start the timer for this. That's if we've completed it. So you just check the little box next to it if you've completed it. And is it going to let me start the timer? I don't think it's going to let me start the timer for it because I am already timing something. But if it were, ooh, a little too big. If it were, you could see right down here at the very bottom of the screen, there is, I hope you can see this and it's not cutting off, there is a small timer. And it did. So here's what pops up when I click that. This is what that looks like. That's the stopwatch that I've set up to show me how long something takes. Now, what has happened is that it stopped timing what I was already previously timing. So I'm going to stop this timer and go back to the timer that I was using so I don't actually lose track of my time. Now, to do that quickly while I'm in the stopwatch, all I have to do is click. Since I'm in a profile already, I want to choose my default profile, which is where all of my tasks are. And I'm going to select the information for my default profile so that it can start using that time again. And it tells you that, I'm on my default profile, so I know where that profile is. But, that's the basics. Now, what will happen when I walk away from the computer and don't use the computer for a certain amount of time, when I come back, I will receive a pop-up that asks me if I want to track that time that I was away. And to set that, I want to say, because I honestly, I set this back when I first installed this. I don't remember. Maybe it's under options. I really don't remember. I set this up really quickly so that I could start using it. The options, you go into the options, you can find where everything is. So here we go. Reminders. Remind me of what I'm timing with a notification balloon every 5 minutes. So if you're like serious ADD, which, I know a lot of people that have ADD, and you continuously forget, you can set that reminder you can set that and set it at, if you find that you get distracted after 20 minutes, then you set it for 20 minutes. And then it pops back and tells you, hey, you were doing so-and-so. Are you still doing that? So it brings you back to what you were doing. What about productivity, right? So let's say that, and I didn't have this checked. I didn't know this was here. So you're watching me go through this as we go. I did not have this checked, but let's say that I want to track every single thing that I do. I would turn this on and I would track when I was busy. So for me, I basically work from 6 a.m. when I get up until 9 p.m. when my tablet alarm goes off. And in between that time, if there's work that needs to be done, that's when I try to do that work, because that's my most creative times fluctuate in between those hours, that's when I try to work. So if you're a workaholic, there's a workaholic deterrent. There's some really great stuff back here that I haven't even played with yet. Right? So, you can time yourself when you've worked longer than what you intend to work. I do have a set break time because that reminds me to drink water, because I am doing a water challenge right now and I'm trying to increase my level of water. So every 25 minutes I see that pop up and then I drink water, take like 3 sips of water. And then you can set when you get alerts to let you know that a task is due. Now, the task list. Here's what I really like about the task list. Is it here? Sorry, maybe it's under time. Here we go. Sorry. It's under time. So the away detection, because we step away from our computers frequently. So the away detection is perfect for letting us know, hey, you were timing something when you stepped away from your computer. You were gone. It shows you exactly how long you were gone from your computer, and you can set the time limit. I've got mine set to time out with the exact same amount of time that it takes my screen to go dark. So, here it is. And as long as I am working on a task that I'm timing, then I will get this little pop-up, and I'm going to set it so I can show you what the little pop-up looks like. So I'm going to set this really low at about 30 seconds. Oh, can't set it for less than 2 minutes. So I'm going to pause this recording, right, and we'll come back in 2 minutes. Okay, you can see it's been more than 2 minutes, and as soon as I came back to the computer, I got a little pop-up that welcomed me back. and asked me if I could spare a moment to help account for the time that I was away. Right? So what was I doing? I was gone for 3 minutes and 23 seconds. What was I doing? And you can pull from the drop-down list to say what you were doing, right? Or you can tell it nothing that Grindstone needs to be concerned about. And then you can tell it to go back to timing the task that you were working on before you stepped away, or drop down list again, choose a new task. This is why I am loving Grindstone, because maybe I was doing something that was related to what, the task that I'm timing. So I would place some notes here. Yeah, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So let me start my task again. I'm actually going to add a new task. All I have to do is, let me slide this up just a little so you can see what I'm doing. All I have to do is down at the very bottom, new task, snacks. Because I got myself a snack as a reward for getting this video completed. But, again, got to render it, got to do everything that's for it. And that's what I was doing for the 3 minutes and 23 seconds that I was gone. I'm going to start timing my video review again. And boom, there we go. So I'm going to close the task list and get back to doing what I was doing. So that's just a basic overview of Cam Studio. Cam Studio of Grindstone. And if you're not sure how much time you're actually spending on what you're doing, I would definitely suggest downloading Grindstone and finding out what is true for you so that you know better how to plan your time, how to plan your day, and what you can truly get done when you are fully distracted with living your life. All right, so that's it from me. This has been Mina Bryant at EthereumProfit.com, and I hope this has been helpful for you.